1919 was an auspicious year in history. The First World War ended, ushering a drastic change in the world order. The Philippine Islands had been a U.S. territory for 2 decades and was promised independence under the Jones Law of 1916. Progressive reformers saw the country and its people as a major target for modernization, and education was its main weapon. 7 forward-looking Filipinas came together in 1919 to create a school where young women could gain the knowledge and skills that would make them modern women. Paz Marquez Benitez was the first president of the Philippine Women's College. Jose Abad Santos was its first chairman of the Board of Trustees. Francisca Tirona Benitez was the second president, and with her husband Dean Conrado, guided the school from a house on A. Flores Street to its iconic Taft Avenue campus. In 1932, the college became a university, making PWU the first university for women in Asia founded by Asians. It provided a space where innovations in education flourished, and young people were encouraged to be the best that they could be. For over 100 years, the Philippine Women's University has been known as a leader in quality education. In 1934, PWU moved into its main campus on Taft Avenue, and since the 1970s has been co-educational. Located in the heart of Metro Manila, it is easily accessible by public transport and surrounded by affordable housing. Today's PWU offers undergraduate and graduate courses in several fields of study. Its business and management programs are responsive to the needs of industry, using evolving technology for global competence. PWU graduates excel in arts and sciences, education, social work, and diplomacy. Its fine arts and music programs have produced outstanding graduates through a holistic education that treasures heritage as well as excellence. PWU has pioneered in fields such as food science, nutrition and dietetics, medical technology, pharmacy, and nursing. PWU continues to play an essential role in producing graduates who possess the skills that make them competitive in the country and anywhere in the world.
But we Patriots are one big family.
Being part of the PWU community strengthens us.
Through the years, we support each other through good times and bad times.
We Patriots always have each other's back.
It's a big honor to be part of a community that is open to the ideas of each other.
drives us to excel and be the best version of ourselves.
That's the standard of excellence that we Patriots strive for.
I'm thankful that this community lets us be who we want to be.
We thrive because we accept each other for who we are.
And like a family, we treat each other equally.
Actually, PWU gave us a home and helped us to be a patriot in society.
We may have different individual drums and instruments,
but we march to the same beat together as one united community.
Do you want to march with our community of patriots?
I am a patriot.
I am a patriot.
Good morning, everyone! It is my pleasure to be the MC for today's webinar. My name is Andrew Kevin Nicanor, and together with my co-MC, Sir Paulo Gonzalez, on behalf of the Guidance Counseling and Testing Office, I would like to extend my warm welcome to all of you.
So for today's transformative learning system entitled Building Healthy Self-Confidence as a Foundation for Achieving My Goals, is a collaborative event of the Guidance Counseling and Testing Office. So this was also organized in coordination with Campus Life, ICT, PWU Peer, and Multimedia Center. So the target transformative learning system core values today focuses on self-intelligence and growth and well-being, as we note the importance of the social, mental, and emotional health of the students. So may I also humbly remind our fellow participants that watching now in the Facebook Live that for you to receive e-certificates, please make sure that you answer our evaluation forms later. You can click the Google Form link that will be pinned after the speaker's presentation, or you may use the QR code provided at the end of the webinar. So student attendees also need to stay tuned, for we will be giving the TLS code at the end of this program. So a few more reminders for our program. All questions will be entertained in the question and answer portion of our program. You may type your questions at the chat box when the Q&A starts.
To formally begin our program, please join us with our video prayer and followed by the national anthem.
Sa langit pumapaw, may dilagang tulat, awit sa paglayang minamahal, ang kisap ng watak. Awat mo'y tagumpay na nagdidinig, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magdidinig. Lupa ng araw ng at ipagsinta.
To officially welcome us to our program, it is an honor and privilege to have our beloved Miss Cristina Meron, Head of the Guidance Counseling and Testing Office, to open our program with meaningful remarks.
Thank you, Sir Andrew. A pleasant day to each and every one of you who are here with us, watching us on Facebook Live. As a way of celebrating the International Boost Your Self-Esteem Month and the PWU's 104th Foundation Month, we are here once again with another talk on self-confidence. Most of us might have heard of the word confidence multiple times, but do we really know what it meant? How can we say that one lacks confidence, or how can we say that a person is overconfident? Is there such a thing as false confidence? And can we build confidence overnight? There are a lot of questions that may need answers when it comes to this topic, and this is why we emphasize the term healthy self-confidence. Also, I know for sure that through our esteemed guest speakers' expertise and experience, you will be inspired and will be able to take with you tips and strategies on how to build this healthy self-confidence and realize how this could help you achieve your personal or even future career goals. So please stay tuned and enjoy.
Thank you so much, Ms. Dean. So, to formally introduce our speaker for today, let us have Ms. Sel, our Senior Guidance Facilitator of the Guidance Counseling and Testing Office.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. Okay, it is a pleasure to honor and introduce to you our resource speaker for today's webinar. Our resource speaker is a mental health advocate above all his achievements and recognitions. I do not know him well, personally, but he is a person whom is close to my friends, and I know he's a good into positive, building good confidence. All right, to continue, he's a counselor who dreams of Filipino with positive attitude and mental health. So let's listen mamaya how Sir Resty does this one. For his achievement, he completed his bachelor's degree in psychology with academic recognition, cum laude at Far Eastern University, Manila, and awarded of Kawad Pagkilala sa Natatanging Psikologista year 2015. He recently finished his Masters of Arts in Counseling at De La Salle University, Manila, with his thesis entitled Research in Practice of School Counseling in the Philippines, which is also recognized as outstanding thesis. Last year, he was ranked 4th placer in the 2022 Guidance Counselor's Licensure Examination. Mr. Dimal first worked for the Department of Education as a technical assistant, wherein he did recruitment and organizational development. Then, he entered the academy as a guidance teacher at the Treehouse Child Development and Learning Center as its only personnel and guidance staff. But due to the 2020 pandemic, Mr. Dimal had to explore another field and become the HR officer for learning and development for iStore and Switch. Currently, he is working at the University of Asia and Pacific in the Office of Guidance and Counseling, where he does counseling and program management. At the age of 28, Mr. Dimal has been invited to several seminars and webinars. He sees these as opportunities to share his knowledge and fulfill his dream of destigmatizing mental health. Once again, let us all welcome our young and dynamic resource speaker for today, Mr. Resty Dimal. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Ms. Sel, and good morning, everyone. Thank you for that wonderful introduction, Ms. Sel. I'm really humbled by your words, and hopefully I get to accomplish my main task of somehow sharing what I know about building a healthy sense of self-confidence. As we all know, it's very important, especially nowadays, wherein we are seemingly in the post-pandemic era. So to our viewers, to our audience, to our participants, I just want to give you a disclaimer. So building a healthy sense of self-confidence isn't an overnight process. No, so I cannot promise you that after our time together this morning, that you'll be oozing, no, with confidence. My hope is that through this talk, you'll gain information that you can apply in your everyday lives, and that it will help you build a healthy sense of self-confidence that will allow you to achieve your goals. No? So yeah, basically before I start, I just want you to give you a few coaching tips. No, for this session, please use the chat box, use the comment. If you're in the Facebook Live, use the comment section, and really just try to engage throughout the presentation. No, because I feel like this is how you learn best. No, if you immerse yourself in the material that I'm going to present. So sige po, next slide. Okay, so to help you guys out in having an idea of how our discussion is going to run, I prepared a learning roadmap for us. No, kasi if you talk about building healthy self-confidence, there are a lot of things that might come into your mind. No, but I simplified it in 3 stages. First is basically we would talk about what is self-confidence. No, what is self-confidence? Let's have a baseline of basically what it means, how we define it ourselves, and then we go to why is self-confidence important? Why does it matter? Why do we have to build a healthy sense of self-confidence in achieving our goals? And then the third phase would be the most practical. No, so here we will try to I'll try to give you 3 practical tips that you could start on your own. We'll do it later, but hopefully you'll try to incorporate it in your daily lives. No, so the question that we'll try to answer is how can we build self-confidence? Okay, next slide po. Okay, so basically, if we go, I believe though that you would actually agree that the pandemic changed how we did a lot of things. Basically, you guys attended classes online where I think you could actually turn off your camera when you deliver a presentation. And when delivering a presentation, you can actually be sitting down or having a copy of your script next to you. Diba? Yung mga ganung perks of actually being online, attending classes online. Some or not, but not all of the professors were very lenient during the pandemic. And I'd like to share with you my experience. So even for me as a guidance counselor, I did counseling very differently. I did counseling online, and I would attend also meetings wherein my fellow attendees would turn off their cameras. Basically, for the most part, we have been through the same changes during the pandemic. However, coming into the post-pandemic era, we once again have to adjust. And our self-confidence is very important. No? Why am I saying this? Because for the most part, I believe that when the changes that occurred during the pandemic era happened, parang we didn't get to challenge ourselves. No, parang there was a thwarting in our building of self-confidence. So this time it's another adjustment, and we just want to start on the right note. No, the big message that I want to share with everyone this morning is building your self-confidence is up to you. No, it's actually up to you. I'm not saying that other factors don't matter. No, but the most important thing to keep in mind is that you need to take ownership of the process. No, you need to decide that you want to build your self-confidence, and that you need to put in the effort. You need to put in the work. So later we'll try to dive deeper into that big message that I have for you. But we go to the first part of the presentation. So next slide. Okay. So first, we need to set a baseline, no, of how we understand or define self-confidence. So kanina, di ba, sa learning roadmap natin, ang question ko ay, what is self-confidence? So I'm gonna need your help on this one. Can you use the chat box here in Google Meet, or if you're watching through Facebook Live, can you use the comment section and just answer this simple question? What does self-confidence mean to you? No, so I want you, ladies and gentlemen, to use the chat box, no, as well as the comment section. So no right or wrong answer here, so basically, I want you to be as honest as possible, and yeah. Wag niyo nang gamitin yung Google search. Just your just your personal meaning of self-confidence. Sige, I'll wait for your answers.
Yes. Actually, napaka-timely nitong topic na to, Sir Resty, kasi mostly, no, when I ask our student what things na gusto nila improve, lagi nila sinasabi self-confidence.
Talaga, Andrew. So talaga, they would want to actually be better when it comes to to their confidence. Siguro dahil din yun nga, as students they have a lot of goals din no. So that makes sense. That do make sense.
And better din as much as early, no, bago sila graduate, lalo yung mga students, no, na they are aware that they need to build their confidence na para kapag nasa work field na sila, or yung some other students natin na dito kasi natin pa college pa lang, no?
Oo, tama. Okay, so we're still waiting.
So actually, we have one comment naman. Parang for her, ang self-confidence ay feeling empowered.
Yeah. So I think this is from Gwyneth, right?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, feeling empowered. So that's what self-confidence means for Gwyneth. Good answer, Gwyneth. No, I like that you're the first one, no, to give your answer. I think there's an answer in the chat box. No, self-confidence is a matter of knowing my strengths and weaknesses, especially in managing different circumstances. Wow. So yeah, we'll delve into having that accurate sense of what you're good at, what you could improve on. Okay, so thank you for that. So personally, self-confidence po is how you trust your skills and abilities. Yeah, that's correct, Benedict. No, so basically, self-confidence is trusting in what you can do, what you think you can do. No, so we'll try to use all of these ideas that you've shared. No, I guess in the FB Live, ang sabi ito, believe in myself. Tama yan, Kun Yang. No, so and then we also have one from Julia. Self-confidence is being comfortable with yourself while also accepting your flaws. No, so tama. So I really love that the ideas are flowing from this simple question. To set a baseline for us, no, a definition that would actually we could agree on. Next slide po. Ayan. So, yeah, next slide po ulit. Sorry. Okay, so basically, we could agree on this definition of self-confidence. So it is basically a person's, according to Cheng and Fernham of 2002, a person's sense of his or her own competence and perceived capability to deal effectively with various situations. So tama yung mga sinasabi nyo. If kagaya ng sabi ni Gwyneth kanina, when you feel empowered, it means that you do have the skills, you do have that capability, you do have that competence, no, to deal with various situations. Ano ba yung various situations na yun? It may be academic in nature, it may be emotional or social in nature, right? Kagaya din nung sabi kanina, it's a matter of knowing my strengths and weaknesses. No? So tamang-tama yung mga tinasabi ninyong definition, your own understanding of self-confidence. What I want to focus on is it requires a realistic sense of one's capabilities, feeling secure in that knowledge. No? So tama yung kanina yung parang sinabi na accepting your flaws. Kasi, di ba, we cannot be good at everything. Di ba? I guess that's a given. Hindi naman sa lahat ng bagay magiging magaling tayo. We can try to improve, pero there are certain areas in our lives na alam na nating natural na yun yung strength natin, no? And to make this a little bit more relatable to you guys, let's use going to the gym as an example, no? So sino dito yung mga nakakapag-workout na sa gym or have already purchased a membership at the gym? Can you dito siguro sa chat box you can use the number 1. You can chat number 1 siguro. Tingnan ko kung may mga nagjo-gym dito. So, mukhang ayan. So, meron. So, si Sir Andrew ay isa din pala siyang gym enthusiast.
Yeah.
Okay, so may nakita ko sa FB Live, no, si Bernie has also been going to the gym. So, that's good, no? That's good. Now, can you guys imagine, no? Basically, lalo na yung mga hindi pa nagtatry na maka-enroll sa gym. Ayan, so CJ, thank you, no? So nagjo-gym din siya. So sana consistent tayo so that we can build yung gusto nating muscle groups. Okay. So sabi ni Daylin, no exerciser, no, that doesn't matter, Daylin. You can start any day. You can start after this talk, no, if that's your goal. Basically, can you imagine, lalo na dun sa kagaya ni Daylin na hindi pa nakakapunta sa gym, can you imagine going to the gym for the first time and you have the goal to become a gym shark? Alam niyo ba kung ano yung gym shark? Ito yung parang everyday nag-gym sila and then you would see yung katawan nila talagang bulk na yung muscles nila. So on your day 1, first time mo makakita ng barbell, no? So I assume siguro hindi ka lalapit dun sa barbell, no? And go to use the heaviest plates, no? And then be Hercules, no? And then just lift, you'll just lift yung mga yung weights na yun ng up down, right? Hindi naman siguro on your first day because when you do that, so many things can go wrong. So that's the importance of not overestimating, no? Yun yung sinasabi natin kanina na overconfidence. Yung sa tingin natin, ay kaya ko na to agad. Ganyan, on your first day. So hindi naman pwedeng ikaw agad si Heidelin Diaz, no? Now, let's say you've been in the gym for 3 to 4 months, no? 3 to 4 months. I would expect that you've moved up to 10 pounds or 15 pounds sa dumbbells already, no? Ito naman yung sinasabi nating underestimating, no? Yung pagkakaroon ng lacking of self-confidence. Kasi kung ang goal mo is to become a gym shark, 'di ba? Parang parang it wouldn't serve you, right? Na naka 3 months or naka 4 months ka na sa gym, pero nasa 5 pounds ka pa din, no? ng dumbbell. So I hope that helped you at least realize why it's important to have a realistic sense of your capabilities, no? Of what you can actually do, of your strengths, no? So just to share with you, na-share naman din ito ni Miss Cel, I passed my board exams last August 2022. No? So that's very recent. And I think that coming into the testing room, prepared and confident, I needed to have a sense of how much I know. Diba? Kasi kung sa tingin ko sobrang coming into the room na parang hala kulang yung alam ko, hindi ko pa nababasa lahat. Yan. Baka I don't think I will pass. I think that would have affected me, no, in my performance in the board exam itself, in the examination itself. But because I was settled, because I knew that I prepared well, because I had a realistic sense of what I did, of the efforts that I put into reviewing, I was confident sitting there answering the questions that I knew. And blessed as I am today, I passed the board exams. No, I passed the board exams, and basically, as Miss Sel said earlier, I ranked fourth. No, so that's why I think it's very important for you to have a realistic sense of your capabilities. No, okay, next slide po. Ayan. So I'd like to differentiate self-confidence with two other terms. No, so first is self-efficacy. Pag sinabi po natin, it's very it's very near to each other, but there's a small difference. No, when we say self-efficacy, it's that feeling that we get, that sense of accomplishment that we get when we see ourselves mastering skills and achieving goals. So parang present time, real time emotions. No, so for example, self-confidence comes from successes and victories. Yung mga small wins mo. So if you're trying to, for example, you're trying to learn an instrument, diba? You're trying to learn an instrument, let's say a piano. Self-efficacy can be built on actually being able to learn the basic chords. No, hindi naman agad alam mo nang i-play ang ano ba yung mga songs na alam ninyo. Let's say Let It Be, no? Let It Be, or Just Once, or yung mga ano ba yung mga mahihirap ngayon na songs i-play. Pero going to that thought, self-efficacy builds on that emotion, that sense of accomplishment builds on when you master your skills. So you try to actually master muna yung basic chords, and when you memorize them, when you try to put in the hours to practice, diba, na-realize mo na kahit hindi ka na tumitingin sa kodigo mo, alam mo na kung saan nilalagay yung mga fingers mo dun sa keyboard, no? And then you feel proud of yourself. So that is self-efficacy. We go to the next term, which is self-esteem. No? Self-esteem is a more general sense of that we can cope with what's going on in our lives and that we have a right to be happy. So dito, medyo lang, parang ito yung kapag sinasabi natin to ourselves na kaya ko to, no? I can do this, parang ganyan. But you don't actually have a parang a reference, an objective reference. You just have that feeling, no? Kaya nga it's general, it's vague. However, our self-esteem may also be affected by other people's views, no? By other people's views or how they see us. So, for example, in your let's say you're part of a sports team, diba? And then you feel like sobrang galing ko, I'm really good at playing badminton or playing volleyball, parang ganyan. However, parang kapag sinabi ng iba na, ano ba yan, ang bagal mo naman, o ano ba yan, i-smash mo na lang, hindi mo pa magawa, namimiss mo pa yung shuttlecock, liit-liit na nga lang yan, takot ka pa, parang ganon. It actually affects you. No, so that's self-esteem. No, other people's perspective of us has an impact on how we see ourselves. So I hope that I was able to explain that. No, now we go to the second part. Next slide po. So we try to answer why is self-confidence important. No, so there are people watching us, no, joining us on FB Live. I'd like to acknowledge them. So we have Miss Red. Good morning. Watching po from Pasay City Jail. No, so MD. So hello po, Miss Red Pearl. Good morning, Miss Jenny. Good morning, Phil Wiminian. So yun pala yung tawag sa PWU students. And then siguro aside from Patriots, no. And then Miss Lottie, good morning everyone. Good morning, Miss Lottie. Thank you for joining us. Now, we've been talking about self-confidence, and we were able to establish a baseline of understanding on what self-confidence means. Now, let's try to uncover why self-confidence matters. No, why is self-confidence important? So, next slide po. Okay. So here's another question that I'd like you to answer. No? Can you give a behavior or thought that reflects lack of self-confidence? So if you would be objective and observe someone or even observe yourself, no, your thoughts, your behavior, what are those thoughts and behaviors that would actually signify that you lack self-confidence? Siguro could I ask everyone to just use the chat box as well as the comment section in the FB Live para I could get a sense of your thoughts on this. Ayan. So good morning po, Miss Menaya Galanza. Thank you for joining us. Ayan, so from Sister Ruth, antisocial po. So pag when we say antisocial, I think Sister Ruth, you're talking about not being sociable, no? Parang not having that courage to actually talk spontaneously to other people. Could you let me know if that's what you meant po by antisocial? Okay, Cyril Keith said, doubting your strength. Wow. So yeah. So probably in your mind, your thoughts might be, I am not good enough at this. I'm really not cut out for this sport or for acting. Ganyan. So Benedict says speech stuttering. No, so that's a behavior. Tama. If you're not confident in what you're saying, parang you try to make these little utterances. No, so yeah, the speech stuttering is one. Winnet says fear to stand out. No, so even if you know that you are good at one thing, diba? You try to hide your talent because you are afraid of being judged. Probably, or other people seeing you negatively. Okay, so don't look at people when talking. No, so yes, siguro here in the Philippines that might be applicable. No, Miss Kunyang. So when you don't look at people when they actually talk to you, no, that's one thing that could actually seem disrespectful at times. No, but. Yeah, I just want to give you siguro additional knowledge in other countries, in other cultures. That's perfectly fine. No, Miss Kunyang, parang not having that eye contact, but probably your body should be oriented towards the person that you're talking to. Pero when it comes to eye contact, it differs from culture to culture, no? So Carol says nahihiya sumagot sa klase. Tama, no? Especially when you know the answer but you have these thoughts na parang my answers might be wrong. So I don't want to feel ashamed by giving the wrong answer. So self-image. Miss Daylin says self-image. So the way that you see yourself. So probably it might be thoughts such as I'm not good looking, right? Or I don't look well, and people might not like me for the way I look. Okay, Miss Minaya says these thoughts. No, I will not be able to achieve this goal. No, so yeah, those are that's an example of having self-doubt, especially if that goal is very much important to you. Okay, stage fright, tama. Stage fright from Miss Daylin. Thank you for that. No, so siguro din yan, Miss Daylin, connected to some of the experiences na sinasabi kanina doon sa FB Live, like not being able to answer during classes, parang even if you know the correct answer, right? So, yan, thank you. Next slide po. Ayan. So now what I want you to understand is that it is important to build a healthy sense of self-confidence, because if we just allow ourselves to actually have these thoughts or behave this way, it might turn into a vicious cycle. No? As you can see, self-confidence is vital in almost every aspects of our lives. No, may it be in our academics, may it be in the sports that you would want to do. That's why it's good that the topic is really about goals. No, so the lack of self-confidence and its consequences can form a vicious cycle. So, for example, let's take that that thought that Miss Menaya gave in the FB Live. She said this thought, no, I will not be able to achieve this goal. No, if you have that thought, what do you think will happen? So, for example, your goal is to learn an instrument like a guitar, and we know how challenging learning a guitar is. No? But in your mind, instead of having thoughts such as, this is something that I want to learn, this is something that I would want to enjoy, your thought is, I will not be able to achieve this goal. No? What do you think will happen? Kaya. Sige. If you have your thoughts, you can use the chat box again or the comment section. So yeah, if you have those goals, no, if you have goals that you'd want to achieve, but you have that thought na, I will not be able to achieve this goal anyway, diba? Okay. Ayan, we're still waiting, no? Try to wait. Siguro I could ask siguro someone from the Google chat. Ayan. Sige. Siguro the participants are still thinking. Siguro siguro nandiyan ba si Sir Andrew?
Hi, actually we have na may sagot na si Sai.
Sai, okay, sige, Sir Ado, thanks. Ayan, so Cyril has an answer. It can affect how you achieve your goal. So for example, sabi niya, in essence, there may be possibilities that you can't reach the goal. No, mind over matter, as they say. Tama yan, Sai, no? So parang ano lang yan. If you go to an event, no, if you're a sports person, diba, parang ganyan, coaches would say na you can't go to a game, to a volleyball game or to a basketball game thinking in your mind that we're gonna lose anyway, right? You can't actually do that because it would affect how you would relate to that game, and your performance will be affected, no? Parang in the end, you wouldn't really give your best. You wouldn't really give your optimum performance. No? For example, if you're actually on a diet, right? And as we all know, it's very difficult not to have a diet to be disciplined. I sometimes also struggle with this, no? And then in your mind, what in your mind your thoughts are, bukas na lang ulit akong magda-diet, ano na lang muna, magsasamgyupsal na lang muna ako with my friends later. So, 'di ba parang it gives you a sense na instead of focusing on what you want to achieve, your thoughts might be, I wouldn't even achieve this goal, eh. Parang it's very difficult and I'd give up na lang, parang ganon. So when that happens, it becomes a vicious cycle. It becomes a continuous cycle, not just in one aspect, but it could also affect other aspects of your lives. No? So yeah, thank you for those wonderful answers in the comment section as well as the chat box. Sige. So let's go to the next slide and the third part. So since we were able to talk about what self-confidence is and why it matters, I think that you're ready to try out some techniques, that could help you build self-confidence. If you're going to search on Google, there will be a lot of activities, there will be a lot of things that you can try to build your self-confidence. So I narrowed down to three practical tips or exercises that you could actually start today, diba? As we try and do it here online, but you can continue doing it every day, no? Again, hopefully once you get a sense of how these work, the important thing here is you try it out. even if you search a list of self-confidence building activities, but you don't try them out, chances are it will just be saved in your phone or saved in your laptop, ganyan. So today, my goal is for you to really try these activities. No, you'll continually do them on your own or with the help of your counselors in PWU. So if it's something that you really want to pursue, it's something that you really want to try, you can always go to your GCTO family and ask for their assistance. No, sige, let's go to the next slide po. So my first practical tip is know your strengths. No, as I've said, as you guys have been mentioning earlier, it is important to have an accurate sense of our strengths. No, so that we can. So you might be asking, sir, why should I know my strengths? Why should I know where I'm good at? Why should I know my qualities? Because it will allow you to put yourself in a situation wherein you can actually take advantage of the opportunities that are available to you. No, so when we've talked about having a realistic sense or an accurate sense of your skills earlier, no, when I say knowing yourself, it really means identifying, no, and becoming aware of your qualities, skills, and activities that you are good at. No, so siguro if this makes sense to you, can you give me a thumbs up here in the Google Meet? Kung you agree and it makes sense that knowing your strengths can actually put you at an advantage. Ayan. So yan. So let's see the thumbs up. Okay. Ayan. Thank you, Miss Sel. Ayan. Thank you, Sir Andrew. Ayan. Yeah, so thank you, Kyla and Benedict. Yeah, thank you for agreeing. So now, for example, when we talk about academics, it would be a good idea, no, to know which learning style works best for you, no, and because when you know, for example, you're actually a visual learner, right? When you know your strengths, when you know the best way that you learn, this could actually help you, no, in tailor fitting your review, how the way that you review, the way that you study, no, so that you can learn the best way that you can. No, so when we say visual, yun yung mga kailangan ng graphs, kailangan ng pictures when they review, ganyan. So if your goal is for academics, I guess the GCTO can help you out with this one, you know, for you to know how you best learn. I'm saying to become more aware. No? Okay, next slide po. So we'll try out a simple activity. So I want you to try and think of 5 things. No, so these are 3 questions. So what are 5 things that you are good at? Try to reflect on these. What are the 5 things that make you happy? And what are the 5 things that you have done recently which you are proud of? No, siguro you can just choose one of these, these questions, and try to again use the chat box as well as the comment section, so that we can I could actually try to see and try to help you out in this one. Yeah. So again, what are the 5 things that I'm good at? What are the 5 things that makes me happy? And what are the 5 things that I have done which I am proud of? Okay. Yeah. Siguro I could share siguro as you also think, para lang din you have time. So when we say 5 things that I'm happy about, is that first, I am really happy about having my friends, about having my friends right now. So I have a healthy set of friends, and they have helped me through a lot in the recent events, So that's one thing. The second thing that I'm happy about is I actually got a new opportunity, to advance my career. So that's one thing that I'm really happy about. Another thing is that this opportunity that the GCTO has given me to share what I know, to share with you guys about building healthy self-confidence is actually one thing that made me happy. And also, one thing that I'm doing that I actually feel proud of. The fourth thing that I'm happy about is that right now in my family, we're all healthy, so no one is actually sick, diba? And and the last thing that made me happy is that I am able to actually play the sports that I love. So because of the pandemic, I have been on a hiatus. I haven't really been as active physically, but slowly I'm trying to re-engage when it comes to sports. Ayan. So if you have your 5 things, I hope that you could share it in the chat box or in the comment section. Kahit ano lang, kahit keywords lang, kahit hindi na sentences. Ayan. So Sir Andrew, ikaw ba? Ano ba yung 5 things mo?
Siguro dun sa what are 5 things that I have done which I am proud of. Siguro,
yes.
One, yung pagiging guidance counselor ko dito sa Philippine Women's University for almost 4 years na, no? So,
wow, you've been with PWU for a long time.
Oo. So, parang yun yung serving over student talaga, yung nakaka-proud din for me. And actually, last year din, parang ang dami ding ganap din na nakaka-proud. Like, having my master's degree, of course, passing the board exam, na magka-batch tayo, Sir Resty.
Yeah, batchmates sa board.
And one thing siguro, fourth thing siguro yung opportunity for me to study again, so this year mag-aaral ulit ako, and ano pa ba, actually wala na ako maisip, ano pa ba isa? Of course, siguro yung having my friends and family supporting me. And kind of proud of them talaga na nandyan sila na sinusuportahan ka throughout your goals and career.
Yeah, thank you for that, Sir Andrew. And all of those achievements, all of those things that make you proud of yourself. Congrats, congrats.
Congrats.
So we do have some people who shared already. So in our Facebook Live, Miss Minaya says things that made her happy, makes her happy, or her family, friends, coffee, a sunny day, and the weekends. So yan. So I'm also a coffee lover, Miss Menaya. So thank you for sharing. Cyril says that 5 things that I've done that I'm proud of. First is the productivity to finish my thesis. Wow! Congratulations. That's actually a big achievement. No. Number 2 is I survived the day. Yeah. Especially now, there are a lot of things that actually interferes, or basically life happens every day, especially after the pandemic. Ang daming nangyayari at ang bilis ng mga pangyayari. But yeah, you survived every day, and that's something that you could be proud of. The third is I get to learn lessons every day through self-reflection, and I guess that's very important. And I always tell this, at the end of the day, when the thing that I should have known when I was younger was to evaluate each day, how it went, how I would want my day to go tomorrow. That's very important because that's how you also improve, diba, as a person. So number 4 is helping those in need, especially emotionally. Yes. So that's it's actually very important to try and show kindness or show or give a little bit of compassion, show a little bit of compassion towards other people, especially those who need them, no? And it doesn't just help them out, it also helps your mental health as well, as we all know, no? And then the last that that Cyril shared is that I am able to get back to writing. So that's one thing, no? So I guess, Cyril, you're also doing journaling ba na for your writing, and that's very it's a great practice, no, to do every day. So yeah, that's something to be proud of. Daylene also shares 5 things that makes her happy. One is wake up with coffee. So Miss Menaya from the FB Live, you have a coffee buddy here in Miss Daylene. Receiving her salary is one thing that makes her happy. Yes, I guess that's very important. It leads also to us being able to take care of ourselves. Yes, the weekend is very important for all of us, for us to rest and recuperate, no, from the stresses of the weekdays. Family, very important. Parang madami sa atin ang family persons dito, no? And family is one thing that one support system that we have. And then last is getting back to school. So same sila ni Sir Andrew. Sir Andrew din, really proud that he's going to take up further studies, no? Nakaka-proud naman. So I hope and I'm really happy that you guys are sharing this. In the Facebook Live, we do have Miss Jenny who says future plans. Wow, so it's good that you've settled what you want to do probably in the next few months or in the next few years. Good food. Parang lahat naman tayo nag-good vibes, no, kapag may good food na nakahanda sa harapan natin. No, so later on, especially during lunch, I hope na masarap ang ulam nating lahat. Friends, family, our support systems are very important. They make us happy, especially in the most difficult situations, in the most difficult times. Nice places and nice pictures. Right. So especially when you go on trips outside of the country or out of town trips, no, you get to see beautiful places and beautiful scenery. So Miss Faye from Facebook Live makes me proud. Yung nalampasan ko ang mental issues such as depression as well as anxiety. Miss Faye, we are with you. If ever that you would need help, the GCPO will always be here for you, no? Dahil sa pag-enroll ko ng MAN, this is very rewarding for me. Yes, Miss Faye, it's good that you're acknowledging this. One thing na tayong mga Pinoy, di ba, parang minsan napipil natin na pag piniflex natin yung things that we're proud of, parang it's not a norm, parang ganon. But self-appreciation is a thing, no? It's something that we should actually try to exercise every day. So we'll get to that, Miss Faye, later in the second activity that I'd want to share with you, self-appreciation. Sige po, let's go to this to the next slide. Okay, so be nice to yourself. So most often than not, we don't have positive attitude towards ourselves. Most often than not, when we don't have positive attitudes towards ourselves, basically we become our worst critics, no? So kagaya dito sa slide, ang sinasabi niya, our inner critics puts us down for committing the simplest mistakes or for not being perfect. No? So we need to learn and work on developing a positive attitude towards ourselves. And as you discovered earlier, negative thoughts, behaviors that shows lack of self-confidence, they affect how you perform. No, they can actually lead to failure. No, and if you, for example, if you fail a quiz, you might have those negative thoughts such as I'm stupid, I'm not good, I really can't, I really don't know this subject, parang ganyan. When in fact, you might have done well in other subjects or earlier quizzes, no? Parang ang nangyayari na nagfo-focus tayo dun sa negative na lang. So that's actually an indication that we might not be nice to ourselves, that we don't have a positive attitude towards ourselves. We have what we call this technique of reframing. No, we try to be aware of our thoughts, what the negative things that we repeat to ourselves. No, so for example, if you have this thought of, because you failed the quiz, you have this thought of I am so stupid, diba? We try to in the counseling field with your counselors, you can they can actually help you, and you can actually learn how to reframe these thoughts. No, so kagaya ng thought na I am so stupid because I failed the quiz earlier. Ano yung mga pwede nating paano natin siya pwedeng i-reframe? Especially if you've done well in other subjects, you can say na it doesn't mean that I failed the quiz earlier that I'm stupid, diba? It's just that the exam might have been more difficult than I expected, diba? I'll try better on the next test. Okay, so that is an example of reframing your thoughts. Okay, let's try. I want us to try and reframe the following statements. So can we go to the next slide po? Ayan. So let's try to reframe the following statements. First statement. Ayan. Next slide. Okay. I should have done better on my exam. I am really a loser. Sige. I'll try to guide you with this one. Okay? Kasi parang ano lang naman siya. Example siya nung kanina. No? Example siya nung kanina na sinasabi ko. So, I should have done better on my exam. I am really a loser. No? But actually, paano in this situation, this person passed naman, diba? This person passed, but they didn't really get a perfect score. No, so how can we reframe this? No, we could say na I've done the best that I can. I reviewed well, no, and the score that I got is enough. No, I'll try again better next time. So that's how we try to reframe, just a balance of just to balance that negative thought. Kasi if we go to a more positive thought, baka it might not be realistic, no? So at least balance out these thoughts. Sige, I'd like to ask for your help on the next few statements, if that's okay. Sige, let's go po to the next statement. Okay, all my classmates should like me. Parang ganyan. So could you guys try this out? Ano ba yung mga pwede paano ba natin pwedeng i-reframe itong statement na to? Ayan. Could you please again use the chat box or the comment section? Yan, all my classmates should like me. So pagka ganito yung thought mo, no, parang, or yung statement mo, parang mape-pressure ka na parang you should please all of your classmates. Kailangan gusto nila ako. Sige nga, can I ask for your help in reframing this one? Okay. Sige, so just to siguro I would need someone to to talk to while the people are thinking. Siguro baka sawa na sa akin si Sir Andrew. Pwede na naman si Sir Paolo.
Yeah, Sir Pao, baka may gusto kang i-share.
Ayan.
Siguro
pero
we could reframe this, siguro, si Sir Pao ba? Yeah, Sir Pao.
Ay, kahit sino po. Sige.
Sure.
So may gano'n. Ano ba, yung sa, yung all my classmates should like.
All my classmates should like. Oh, ayan, si Kim.
Ayan.
Oh, yeah.
Sige, si Simon muna, no? Sige, basahin muna natin yung kay Sai. Sabi niya is, I realized that not everyone in the room is the same as me. I should look for my people instead who I can share my fun and interest with. Which is
wow, thank you, Cyril. That's really great, Sai. No, so tama naman. not everyone in the room would actually be like you, no? And no one, parang it's a given truth that no one could be exactly the same as you are. So there would be differences. There would be people who will not like you. No, you cannot please everyone. So the best thing that you could do is look for people that you could vibe with. Parang yun yung isa sa mga buzzword this time, so, you know, yung vibe, no? And instead, people that you can share your fun and interests with. That's very important. Kasi 'di ba, Sir Andrew and Sir Paolo, pag ganito kasi yung thought ng kids or ng students, parang they feel pressured also to please others. And it can lead to more difficulties. Okay.
Magsasama siya, parang gano'n.
Opo. Sige, let's try this, the next day.
Siguro nag-iisip pa sila, nasa Facebook ba?
Facebook, yes.
Okay.
Actually, same with Kiko din naman. Kung ako magre-refrain, we're all different. No? And I understand if somebody doesn't like me, no? Kasi we're all different and we need to accept that fact.
Thank you for that, Sir Andrew. Tama naman kasi you really can't please everyone.
Yes.
Kasi hindi naman lahat parehas kayo ng interests, di ba? Okay, sige, let's go to the next example. Next slide po. What about this? I think this would be easier, no? I can't dance. I'm not talented. Ayan.
No.
Kayo po ba, Sir Andrew and Sir Paolo, sumasayaw ba kayo?
Ay, nako, parang pares kaliwa. No, but I want to dance. Siguro practice lang. Kasi parang nag-refrain na rin ako, no? I want to dance, but I need to practice.
Yan. Very good, no? Ang galing ni Sir Andrew. Parang automatic sa kanya yung pagre-reframe ng to.
Yes.
Okay. Siguro ikaw, Sir Pao, how would you reframe this one?
Ayan, may mga sumasagot no. Pero sige,
sige.
Muna, actually kasi may background naman talaga ako. Pero yung sa akin kasi before, ballet dancer ako before nung high school. So,
wow!
So meron ako. So ang sa akin, kung i-reframe ko siya is, yeah, maybe for now I can't dance, but someone will teach me how to. Yeah. And I will learn from that. Yes.
Parang same, no? Parang yun nga you can, the good thing about this is you two, Sir Andre and Sir Paolo, were able to actually pinpoint, no, na probably right now I'm not good at it. But given the effort, diba, I can actually learn how to dance. So,
and
thank you. So siguro,
that, yes.
Yeah. Thank you. So let's try dito sa chat box muna. So even if I can't dance, I know how to draw.
Ayan. At least parang pininpoint niya yung iba na strength niya. Ganon.
Yes, diba? So, yun nga, hindi naman dahil hindi ka marunong sumayaw, hindi ka na talented agad, diba? There might be other talent. I have a talent but not in dancing po. Yeah, same thought yan, Sister Ruth. Sige, so dito naman sa FB Live, so Gwyneth says, dance is my weakness but I do have other talents. No? So not knowing how to dance is not a definition of being talented or not, right? And then Jenny Ang, practice makes perfect. I can dance Zumba and I always watch dance steps and tutorials in YouTube. Wow. And what I like about this generation is, diba, yung sa TikTok, diba?
Yeah.
TikTok naman, it doesn't, meron ng mga complex steps, pero it started with, as in half your body lang yung ginagamit mo for dancing. And yeah, that's actually a good start. No? So, and it also, makikita mo, I don't know if you guys see this, pero pag nasa malls ako, may makikita ako ng mga small kids who actually knows the steps, diba? Who are able to memorize. So, it's actually a good platform, no? So, yeah, I like how you guys were able to learn how to reframe in just small amount of time. But again, this is actually this is actually an idea that I want you to put to develop. No, that when you start doing this, it's not going to be as easy as 1, 2, 3 or ABC. Now, that's why you do have your guidance counselors. No? So if you want to learn how to reframe your thoughts, I encourage you to actually go at your set an appointment. And if you're struggling with negative thoughts, I'd want you to go to approach your guidance counselor and learn how to reframe. So dito may sinabi si Miss Daylene, I just want to to appease this. Sabi niya, too bad for me, no talent. But there might be other strengths, no? Kanina sabi mo, Miss Daylene, you're getting back to school, di ba? You do have other strengths there, no? Alin ba? Anong subjects ba yung magagaling ka? And then from that, pwede nating tingnan what are the things that you could actually do, no? Baka naman creative ka in a sense na you're great at putting ideas together. I love dancing, but I love dancing and singing. Watching and listening nga lang. Don't worry, Miss Daylene, parehas tayo dyan sa dancing and singing. Pero much better kung nakikinig lang ako sa friends ko. Okay. Si Miss Faye, ang sabi niya, we don't need to please everyone to like us. All we need to do is respect everyone's differences and perceptions. So I guess this is yung nauna na statement natin. And yes, I like how you've reframed this, Miss Faye. Miss Cherry says, just because you can't dance doesn't mean you're not talented. We have different abilities and capabilities. Yes, I agree with you, Miss Cherry. So we go to yung kaninang sinasabi ko kay Miss Faye. No? That's why it's important to reframe yung ginagawa natin kanina. Like, probably I can't dance, but I know how to draw. Or I'm good at singing, parang ganyan. These are examples of appreciating yourself, no? And it's not actually yung may mga words tayo, 'di ba? Like nagbubuhat ng sariling bangko. Pero in a healthy sense, in a healthy amount of self-appreciation, it actually boosts our self-confidence. It actually allows us to have a good relationship with ourselves, a positive, attitude to what we can do. Okay, so yeah, I hope that that helped you guys. No, so let's go to our next slide. So here is start acting confident. The third practical tip that I'd want to leave with you is to start acting confident. The best way to build confidence is to start acting confident. No, so, alam niyo yung kasabihan na fake it till you make it, yung mga ganun. May mga situations that it actually works, no? Lalo na kung kunwari in your presentations kapag kinakabahan ka, you try to act in front of the mirror. You try to repeat your presentation a number of times until you're confident enough in what you're saying. No, this doesn't have to happen overnight. Kagaya nga nung tanong kanina ni Miss Tin, di ba? Sabi niya, is this an overnight process? Does it happen right away? No, it doesn't. No, but it is cumulative. Pag sinabi natin cumulative, it's taking improvements 1% at a time, a day at a time, no? Okay, so let's go to the next slide for our last activity. So I want you to take some time to imagine yourself when you gain more self-confidence. So if you're comfortable closing your eyes right now, if you're alone, or if you could just stare for a minute or so blankly in air. Imagine yourself as having gained more self-confidence. Now, next slide po. Sige, I'll give you some time for this. No? So, sige, close your eyes or probably just stare at one point in the wall and imagine yourself, ano bang itsura ko kapag, or how would I act, or how would I know kapag I've gained self-confidence or more self-confidence? Sige, I'll give you some time. Magkikwentuhan muna ulit kami ng nila nila Sir Andrew and Sir Pao.
Actually, next-year din ako, no?
Okay. Pwede naman, Sir Pao. Pakita mo. Ay, Sir Andrew, pwede naman. Pakita mo sa amin.
Mag-stare muna ako for a while, no?
Pero kasi, Sir Andrew, parang may mga observable behaviors din kasi or mannerisms kapag hindi ka confident. Like if you keep on parang, alam mo yan, when you do a presentation, when your hands are shaking, diba?
Yeah.
Alam mo yung medyo, probably this person is anxious, and then baka hindi pa siya ready, parang gano'n to present, ganyan. Pero ikaw ba, Sir Andrew, do you have other, parang mga na-observe mo when people lack self-confidence?
Siguro yung parating, I mean, kapag maglalakad kasi hallway, yung other student kasi na-observe daw nila na parang nakaslouch sila or nakayuko, no? Kapag dadaan, no? So instead of parang stand out talaga sila, no?
Yeah, totoo. And I guess in that sense, parang we have to be mindful din of that that behavior kasi kung kunwari ba't hindi siya like makatingin sa dinadaanan niya, parang nakabaw lang yung heads niya while walking. So one thing siguro yung pag-modulate ng voice, no, when you're talking to someone and medyo mahina, that's also a sign of being shy, ganyan. Ayan. So we have one. Okay, so Cyril. So when my mind is at ease at a certain situation, like there's no thoughts that bothers me when doing something. So that's a state of being calm, and probably it could be also a state of since you're calm, it leads to being confident in what you're about to do, diba? There's no nerves anymore, kagaya ng kapag magpe-present ka, ganyan, because you've prepared well. Yeah. So, siguro, I'd like to ask the others, how would you see yourself objectively, no? Kapag you've gained more self-confidence? Ako, the reason why I got a little bit affected yung kay Sir Andrew kanina, yung shinare niya yung parang nakayuko palagi. I was that kid when I was young, no? Talagang nahihiya din ako to parang if I were to walk in our streets dito sa Pasay, nakayuko tayo. Pero as I grew up, parang ganyan, ayun, siguro what happened was I decided to become a student leader, and that helped, no? Kailangan medyo hindi pwedeng nagsasalita ka sa harap, no? Mga campaign periods na nakayuko ganon, and that helped me. No? Ayan. So, I'd like to, sige. So, Miss Lottie, thank you. Sabi niya, very informative. So, thank you.
Actually, same mo din, Sir Resty, no? Parang ako dati, ayoko din mag-host or MC.
Talaga ba, Sir Andrew?
Pero ngayon, parang ako na yung parating MC dito, no? So, one na observe ko nun, talagang lahat ng task na may related sa MC, talagang iniiwasan ko. But now, ngayon, nakailang webinar na din ako dito na I'm the MC. So,
dyan, Sir Andrew, parang hindi ka agad parang ako hindi ako makapaniwala kasi nakilala na kita na very confident ka na and very it's good that you were able to share that kasi at least alam nila na if they have this manner right now, they could actually still develop, no, and still build that healthy self-confidence. Ayan, we do have an answer from Patricia. Thank you, Patricia. So sabi niya, I smile more often and can maintain eye contact while talking to someone. Yes. So oo nga naman. And when you smile at other people, diba, parang when you're talking to them and smiling them, it also tells them or sends them a message na, this person is actually paying attention to me. Parang ganyan, especially if you maintain eye contact. No? So again, here in the Philippines, that's that's very normal, no? Pero yun nga, in other countries, in other cultures, there might be some cultures na medyo disrespectful if you look directly into the eyes of other people, of the person that you're talking to. But here in the Philippines, that's one, I guess that's one thing that people appreciate when we talk to them. Miss Daylin says, I will be able to stand up for myself in a certain way, especially when I need to defend myself. Yeah. And others who is being left out, no? And that's very important. Minsan, we don't have the confidence to actually advocate for ourselves kasi feeling natin, we can't do anything, di ba? But when we keep to ourselves what we want to say, when we don't speak out, nothing will change, diba? Walang mababago dun sa situation. So, yeah, when you're able to stand up for yourself and for others who are being left out, you're actually saying na, I want to do something about this, parang ganyan. And this is my first step in doing that. So, yeah, especially, I guess, this comes from a background of also people who are getting bullied, di ba? When we minsan ang pangit naman when we're bystanders lang. We also try to become allies of those people who are getting hurt, no? Ayan. So thank you for sharing all of these. Now, we go back dun sa kanina that I said, no, since you are able to actually imagine how you will act or what are the things how you can see yourself when you've gained more self-confidence, so like smiling more, maintaining eye contact, it means that you can practice this every day. No, it doesn't have to happen like in your next conversation. You can try lang, di ba, from time to time when you're talking to someone and he or she says something funny or she's really getting into that momentum of sharing with you something that happened to her or him, di ba? Smile, ganyan, maintain an eye contact, one step at a time. No? You don't have to change everything immediately, no, because it will also put pressure on yourself, no. So think of a goal, of a small objective lang, especially kung social yan. Diba? Kung ano naman yan, kunwari, for example, me, I'm trying to learn the piano. Siguro sa ngayon, I'd try to learn 4 basic chords muna. Parang ganyan. And then I'll try to play a song later on in the year. I'll be able to stand up for myself, sabi ni Ms. Daylin kanina, and for others who are left behind. So it can start by comforting others when you see that medyo they're not feeling well, they're not feeling okay, or something happened that have upset them, diba? Start with the simplest thing that you can do. Okay? Now, we go back to the big message that I shared with you earlier. So building your self-confidence is up to you, diba? We talked about what self-confidence is, why it matters or why it's important, and how to build self-confidence. But again, I want to emphasize that building your self-confidence, you need to take ownership of the process. No, it's something that you have to decide. You have to choose every day, diba? Because at any rate, diba? All of these activities, if you don't do them, the 3 things that I shared with you, if you don't try them out at least once or twice, diba? How would you know that it actually works or if it doesn't, diba? So just take ownership, and if you need more help with this, no, we, kagaya na sabi ko, we don't expect that this will go smoothly, no, or it will happen overnight. So if you need help, I'd encourage you to set an appointment with your guidance counselors, talk about it. They are very much experienced also in this endeavor of building self-confidence, diba? They could actually help you out in figuring out why it's important for you, and from that you'll be more motivated to work on this. Okay, so yeah, with that, next slide po. I would like to end by by letting you know that I've also taken the step to be more self-confident and to actually launch my YouTube channel. So ayan. So it's been a plan for the longest time, but since I'm a registered guidance counselor, most of my topics are on mental health, bite-size, more parang mas simple siya para mas madaling intindihin. So yeah, you could scan the QR code and then subscribe na lang. Subscribe and like my video. So thank you very much, and I hope that you've learned a lot from this time that we've spent together.
All right, thank you so much, Sir Resty, for that wonderful and informative presentation po. I'm sure that our participants learned a lot from you po.
Thank you, Sir Paulo.
Thank you so much, sir. And at this juncture, we will go ahead and take some time for questions. Please be sure to type your questions in the comment section sa Facebook man or dito sa Google Meet, no? And we would like also to invite our peers, Cyril and Gwyneth, and of course, Kayla, to share their thoughts and entertain also the questions or insights that our participant may ask or share. Sige. May mga question ba from Facebook? Sige, since nandito na sila Guay at si Sai, ikaw ba, Sai? Ano bang mga parang baon mo from this webinar?
Hello
si
po,
Sai.
good afternoon. Good morning po. Yes, I think I had learned a lot from this one. I also like to appreciate yung approach ni Sir Resty kasi it's very modern. Parang siyang chill lang po yung discussion niya, and there were no pressuring or toxic positivity, in other words. It was more on the realistic side. And I'd also like to highlight na the questions were very important because I think na those questions are important to self-reflect on yourself, na parang it helps you notice or acknowledge what have you been achieving this far in your life, or in a week, yung na-achieve mo in a week or in a month, ganun po. So yeah, overall the webinar was very helpful, and at the same time I've had a lot of takeouts on the discussion po.
Thank you so much, Sai, no? And how about Kayla? Saan ba si Kayla? Actually, dito ata si Kayla eh.
Hello po.
Hi, Kayla.
Good morning po.
Good morning.
Can you hear me loud and clear po?
Yeah, loud and clear naman.
So for me po, I think one thing that I can share in line with this forum po is that my personal experience po. Kasi when I was in junior high school, I used to be very shy, especially in front of other people, to the point that I usually don't talk to other people unless they talk to me first, something like that po. But now, I think because of the nature of my chosen career path, which is nursing, I can now engage with other people, especially with my patients po. And that's one thing that I've learned all through my college years, to be more interactive with other people, to interact more, to communicate with them properly, and to be more open with conversations po.
Yes, no, tama naman, no, learning experience din talaga. Lalo na yung mga peer, no, joining with organization also can also help you to boost your confidence kasi nga you will be exposed with different people and learning experience. Thank you for that, Kayla.
And so may question na tayo, sir.
Yeah. Sige, sir. Kindly read na lang po.
Hi, sir. I'd like to ask something po. What have you noticed po with what could be the interference or interferences for this generation that affects their self-confidence? Ayan po, Sir Resty.
Ayan, thank you so much for that question. But first, I'd like to circle back dun sa sinabi ni Saiden kanina about looking back at the things that you've done recently. Kasi parang kanina, she was talking about being able to appreciate what you've actually accomplished already. Parang ganon. Kasi di ba, when we have goals, we tend to look at ano ba yung steps na kailangan ko to i-take? Ano ba yung steps that I have to do for me to achieve those goals? But it's also very important na on that journey, on that walking towards your goal, you look back and then you see, ano na ba yung mga nagawa ko? Ano na ba yung mga na-accomplish ko? Because it also builds your self-confidence in that way. No? So, going back to this question, it's really, for my personal experience, no, kagaya nung how I opened the talk earlier, I feel like one of the interferences was really the pandemic. No, was really the changes that has happened and will continue to happen. Especially because if we look at the norm back then during the pandemic era, when the children or the students do presentations, diba tayo, Sir Andrew and Sir Paulo, nung nagpe-present tayo, we really do it face to face. We are really trained to give off our presentation na kung ready ka man o hindi, basta nakaschedule ka, you do it. So you do your best. The thing is, what I've experienced, and this might be true to the students who are here, this might not be, but this is what I've observed. There would be people, when they are asked to present, the simple activity of presenting, meron silang script, di ba, sa tabi nila. Or mayroon they'd be seated down, they'd be comfortable. So parang, ang hindrance doon or ang interference doon is instead of being able to push themselves to actually, alam mo yon, build that confidence in presenting, naging lax sila for some time. Diba? And I feel like I'm not saying that it was a bad thing or a good thing. It's just that we needed to adjust, diba? For their mental health. Now that we're going to the post-pandemic era, there are more adjustments that has to be made, diba? And we go back to face-to-face presentations. Wala ka ng camera na ito-turn off kapag nasa loob ka ng classroom. So, that's where the students needs our help now, diba? That's where you guys might need more assistance from your guidance counselors, especially because no choice na nasa harap niyo na yung professors ninyo. Yeah. But also take it as a challenge, diba? Take it as a challenge in a way na this time around you could actually do better, diba? You could actually build your self-confidence in these activities. Yun yung mga soft skills, ganyan, more than what you're presenting, yung presentation skills mo, yung confidence mo. So yeah, I hope that I was able to answer that question.
Sa Facebook po, meron din po ulit. According po kay Gwyneth, sabi niya, as a friend, how can I help my friend build her own self-confidence?
Okay. So, una, Gwyneth, kailangan i-make sure mo lang na goal to ng friend mo or she wants this to happen. Kasi ang hirap na mag-offer ka ng help na siya naman, hindi naman niya yun concern or hindi niya naman yun problem. That's also what we do. I guess Sir Andrew and Sir Paulo would agree, di ba? Kung hindi naman goal ng student natin, hindi ito yung pursue natin. That's the first thing. Then the second thing is, now that you have the tools, the things that we actually did earlier, the 3 activities, just help your friend try out these activities, diba? Kagaya nung sabi kanina ni Sai, these self-reflective questions are actually important for us to try out, diba? And see if it works for us. So yun, the only thing that you can do, diba, as a friend is suggest these activities that you've learned yourself. And then kung kailangan, kung goal niya talaga ito, be humble enough to know that you can't do everything, diba? And try to encourage them to, if you really want this, if you really want to achieve your goal of being more self-confident, I can refer you to our counselors who can help you better.
Actually, we have one question pa, Sir Pao, para makaka-relate ka ata dito kasi sa Twitter daw to eh.
Okay. From Cyril po ulit, sir, another question po. Kasi I came upon this tweet in the Twitter space. So, nagkaroon lang po ng discussion between the millennials and the generation now with regards to how some millennials look at the generation today na fragile. Daw po sila when it comes to the workplace. What can be advised to both parties when it comes to boosting their confidence inside the workplace and being confident in your workplace? Ayan.
So this is very when we talk about this, parang tinitingnan na sa yung work in general.
Yes.
Sige, I'll try my best to answer this. Hindi naman siguro bago sa atin that there are really generational differences, right? There are really generational differences. Meron tayong strengths, meron tayong weaknesses as a generation. So what we have to do is stop comparing. Diba?
Yes.
We have to stop comparing na millennials are like this, Gen Zs are like this. We have to look at each employee individually. That's what I think would be the best solution to this comparison or to this to this dilemma. Na parang wala namang generation na better or generation na worse eh. You have to look at this person. Ano ba yung values niya? What are his strengths? What are her weaknesses? And then try to work on that. Kasi kaya nga in work, di ba, we call each other a team then if you're working with a team. Diba? Kasi you need to find a way na magiging in sync with each other. So my advice to both parties is stop looking at each other as generations and start looking at each other as individuals who have strengths and weaknesses, and try to look at where you could work together the best. So I hope that answered the question. Yun.
May question ba tayo sa FB, Sir Pao?
Actually, wala na po dito sa sa FB. Baka meron pa po silang pwedeng ma-add. Sister Ruth, Benedict, Daylene, baka meron kayong mga additional?
Yes.
Pwedeng idagdag.
Si Sister Ruth. Sige.
Good morning po. My takeaways po in this webinar po is that in building a healthy confidence in myself it is a gradual. So it is not also from others, but it is really working from myself and also starting to appreciate what are my strengths and also accept what are my weaknesses. And I am also thankful to have that yung framing ng sentences so that this also would help to not pressuring my thoughts like that. To have a proper concentration also. That's all, Pastor. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sister, for the share.
Good practice din siguro, Sir Resty, if may mga thoughts sila na gano'n, tapos isusulat na lang nila sa journal, no? Sir, para record nila. Like
ang maganda dun, I'm not sure if na-try nyo na to, Sir Andrew and Sir Paolo, pero when you do journaling, tapos parang there will be some days na alam mo yun, I need more inspiration, more motivation. When you go back to your journal, di ba yung mga nasulat mo na and then you'd feel better, parang a little bit better than how you've been feeling at the start, parang gano'n. So yeah, it's very important then to keep a journal. Not everyone does it, but I think that it's very helpful.
Journal or sa mga apps na, no? Para magamit naman natin yung mga purchase natin sa Starbucks. Pwede naman sa planner yung ilagay, no?
Yes, pwede po.
Okay.
Parang talagang merong mga ano dyan, yung parang every year, di ba, nagko-collect talaga ng stickers.
Yes. Or yung iba naman, dinodraw na lang nila. No?
Pwede din.
So there's a lot of ways naman kung paano natin yan i-reframe yung mga thoughts. Minsan, kunyari kapag magko-coffee ka na lang siguro, no? Doon ka mag-iisip ng mga thought reframing mo for the day, bago ka pumasok or bago mag-start ang iyong class or work. So, mukhang wala na tayong question, no?
Wala na po, sir. Actually,
So,
wala na. Kahit sa Facebook, wala na.
It looks like we've covered all our questions. Sir Resty, is there anything else you wanted to cover?
Yeah, siguro last few words lang. I really appreciate how you guys were able to take in the big message of owning the process of building your self-confidence, because as much as I would feed you all of these knowledge, all of these tips, it's really your decision at the end of the day to, if you want to achieve building a healthy self-confidence, it's really going to be upon you. Kagaya na sabi ko, I'm not saying that other factors like support from your friends, support from your guidance counselors don't amount to anything. But the biggest part is if you decide na I really want to be more confident and this is a concern that I have. Ayan. So yeah, thank you Sir Andrew and Sir Paolo for being with me in this talk.
Okay, sir. Sir Resty, thank you once again for that wonderful presentation.
Thank you, Sir Paolo.
At this moment, I would like to present the Certificate of Appreciation to Mr. Resty John C. Diman, RGC CMHFA, for being our resource speaker during the webinar entitled Building Healthy Self-Confidence as a Foundation for Achieving My Goals. Thank you, Sir Resty.
Thank you, PWU, GCTO, and all the other, I think, di ba, meron pang ibang offices that helped us out in this event. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. To give us a wrap-up for today, let's all welcome our beloved PFO President, Ms. Gwyneth Rain Balbanita. Why? Wala atang audio, Kwai.
Clear po.
Ayan, clear. Thank you, Kwai. Agway, paulit-ulit. Nawawala yung audio mo.
Coin? Yes, we think parang wala ka nga ulit na mic.
apologies for misunderstanding. So thank you so much, Guay. And again, please make sure to answer our evaluation form. And don't forget to encode our TLS code ST1TQ7YO per 0 for e-certificates and TLS points.
So that is for today. We appreciate you being here. We would like to thank everyone who made this webinar possible. So thanks again for joining us today. For more GCTO updates, kindly like our official Facebook page.
Again, I am Andrew Kevin Nicanor, and together with Sir Paulo Gonzalez and our peers, see you next time. Join us with our PW hymn, God Bless Us All.